On March 7, 1936, the military forces of Germany entered the Rhineland, setting the stage for the late 1930s and the swing of power in Europe that would soon come. But all of this was a consequence of something that was done in 1918. The Treaty of Versailles. To the Allies, a cherry on top of their victory in World War I. To the German people, a humiliation of their nation and of themselves. One might even look at the two world wars as a single conflict, as World War I did not have a decisive end, and the Germans only signed the armistice because prolonging the conflict would lead to a crushing defeat. But after all was said and done, the German army was not defeated and German territory was not invaded. And so after Germany found its savior in Adolf Hitler and the Nazi Party in 1933, the Nazi regime took every possible measure to speed up rearmament and conscription, as the humiliating Versailles Treaty reduced the standing German army to 100,000 men, the navy to 15,000 men, and forbade the Germans from manufacturing armored cars, tanks, submarines, and airplanes. March 16, 1935, a sudden breathtaking announcement in Germany. Reichsfuhrer Hitler denounces the military clauses of the Versailles Treaty and proclaims immediate general military conscription in Germany. It would take just little more than a year for German troops to march into the Rhineland, as they did so on the 7th of March of 1936. Reasserting their power in Europe by a policy of aggression. Hitler correctly assumed that neither Britain nor France would interfere with German foreign policy and decided to accelerate German war preparations, going so far as to say the following in a speech in Munich, quote, "Neither threats nor warnings will prevent me from going my way. I follow the path assigned to me by Providence with the instinctive sureness of a sleepwalker." End quote. General Heinz Guderian would be interviewed by French officers after the Second World War and would say the following, quote, "If you French had intervened in the Rhineland in 1936, we should have been sunk and Hitler would have fallen." End quote. Several severe consequences came because France didn't intervene in the Rhineland. France's credibility in standing against German expansion was left in doubt. It clearly portrayed that France's military strategy was decadent and lacked any kind of intention of invading Germany, but rather remained content with defending the Maginot Line. Other potential allies in Eastern Europe could no longer trust an alliance with France, as they had shown themselves unwilling to deter Germany with threat of force. Belgium would drop the Franco-Belgian Accord they signed in 1920 and would rather depend on their neutrality to deter German invasion than to depend on the French.